Good morning. Thank you so much, first of all, for being here. I know I'm the person behind the hard stop and making sure the speech is a bit shorter. I'm being called off for a cabinet meeting at 12 p.m. today, which I need to leave by 10:23 and a half to reach and not to be late on the cabinet of ministers. I don't want to be looking late as well when coming in. But I don't want to miss this opportunity as well. I want to be here to really talk about a lot of things and address you about what happens in the UAE and as well what is happening to the world. Before I continue, I'd like to thank the organizers of AIM Summit for their kind invitation and hospitality. In a few minutes as well, I'd like to be very comprehensive on the UAE's economic resilience backed by data, insight, and showcase our continued growth in an ever-changing world. But let me begin by addressing and pressing global economic challenges that really continue to shape our world in 2023 and beyond. As we all know that over the past few years, the global economy has faced numerous headwinds. It wasn't very easy for me in July 2020 when we were leading the Ministry of Economy, back then when it was COVID-19 and back in the trenches. Today we're in a different world, where trade is fragmented, pandemic, fluctuation in commodity prices, and geopolitical tensions. These external factors have tested the resilience and adaptability of countries and economies worldwide and have posed significant challenges to economies around the world. They also have been translated into higher volatility, financial markets, and making investment decisions even more complex, and I think that we're going to speak about in the summit. We continue to see persistent inflation in major economies, with headline figures still above targets and core inflation growing more unstubborn than originally thought. Divergence in outlook and are fueling further uncertainty and around the course of monetary policy and interest rate decisions. In the US, the growth is still positive and around potential. In the Eurozone, there's a risk of stagflation on the rise where inflation is still high and the growth close to or below zero in some economies. China is turning slow after 2 decades of virtually uninterrupted strong growth. Add to all this the fact that we live in a world where there's a tremendous amount of public and private debt, and we cannot but recognize the possibility of some degree of some financial instability is still with us. This means the policymakers are not facing a dilemma anymore, the classic trade-off between growth and inflation, but we're facing trilemma, as they also have to worry about financial stability. Yet, the UAE growth demonstrated extraordinary resilience in the face of these challenges. In the face of global economic uncertainty, the UAE has remained committed to its principle of economic diversification, openness, and sustainability. The UAE diversification efforts have paid off handsomely. We've been relentless in our pursuit of becoming less reliant on oil and more dependent on knowledge-based industries. Our strategic investment in non-oil sector, innovation, technology have not only insulated us from fluctuation in oil prices, but also positioned the UAE as a regional lead in various industries. Today, the non-oil sector accounts for approximately 71% of our GDP, and illustrating the success of these diversification initiatives. The UAE as well is leading in sustainable finance. Our commitment to become a global hub for green finance investment is underlined by our efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We have been among the first countries to recognize the importance of addressing climate crisis while ensuring economic growth as part of our pledge under the Paris Agreement. We aim to reduce our carbon emissions by 40% by 2030, and compared with they would have stood under business as usual scenarios. We're investing in renewable energy sources, including solar, wind, to drive our economic growth. The UAE understands that sustainable finance and responsible investments are essential components of the global financial landscape. We're fully committed to fostering an environment that encourages sustainable practices and responsible investing. And our country has already taken significant strides in this direction with the launch of various initiatives and partnerships aimed at promoting green finance, environmental, social governance, and principle. The recent economic growth and performance for the national economy has largely exceeded expectation. 2022 GDP growth was among the highest anywhere in the world. Higher oil export volumes, coupled with the revival in non-oil demand, supported economic growth in 2022. and it grew by 7.9% in real terms, with non-oil sector expanding by 7.2%. This is consistent with our goal to double the economy according to the UAE 2031 vision. And the prospects are supported by safe harbor status, as a political and economic stagnation has hit other regions. And a conservative estimate, we anticipate the growth rate of 3.6% this year, mostly driven by the non-oil sector. The foreign direct investment remain a key driver for our economic growth. In 2021, the UAE attracted 20.7 billion despite the repercussions of COVID-19 pandemic, and that cast a shadow on the volume of investment trade across the world. In 2022, the inflows of FDI reached another record of $23 billion. And these figures are a testament to our attractive business environment, strategic location, and forward-thinking policies. Our ongoing commitment to pro-business reforms and incentives continues to foster investors' confidence, according to the IMF and other international organizations. One thing which is very important as well to speak to and about is the UAE tourism sector, a significant contributor to our GDP, and has shown remarkable resilience during these challenging times. Our effective management of our pandemic allowed us to reopen international tourists safely, and we have introduced innovative initiatives to enhance the tourism experience. The Middle East has been the best performance in international tourism, boasting a remarkable 15% increase in becoming the first region to bypass the pre-pandemic level. The UAE has played a pivotal role in the revival, having received 16 million hotel guests in the first 7 months of 2023, increasing more than 15% compared to the same period last year. This boost in tourism translated into revenues of $7 billion itself, a significant 24% surge compared to 2022. Furthermore, our hotel occupancy rates reached an impressive 75%, among the highest not only regionally, but also on an international stage. In conclusion, before I conclude, I'm happy to announce today that the economy grew 3.7% in real terms in the first half of 2023. While this may seem modest, it represents a robust growth against the backdrop of global and regional uncertainty, and is still a higher figure than only the other GCC countries. Moreover, and even better news, the non-oil sector registered in the first half a staggering growth rate of 5.9%. Ladies and gentlemen, the UAE's economic growth is a testament to our resilience, diversification, and commitment to openness and international cooperation. As we look ahead, we are more determined than ever to build a sustainable and inclusive economy. Our policy and initiatives are firmly anchored in a vision of prosperity for our people and a thriving business environment and a leadership role in global affairs. Thank you for your attention.